Hey, morning, and welcome to another Tea Break Coach. So, really hot cup of tea this morning, as you can probably tell. Had a swim, freezing, but much nicer at this time of year. So, wet hair, very natural one this morning. But I wanted to show you something that I often use when I'm public speaking, or when I'm with coachees, or when I'm doing training. So, I use this all the time. And it helps you to understand how your brain is wired when it comes to changing anything. So what I'd like to do is just fold your arms. Okay? And now I'd like you to fold them the other way. And what tends to happen here is people check in on what they're doing, and they're like, ooh, and they report that it feels a bit uncomfortable. And if you remember that it took you longer the second time around to fold your arms, and that it feels a bit uncomfortable, that's probably all you need to know about the psychology of change and your brain. Because the bottom line is that your brain is what we call a cognitive miser. So cognitive brain, miser, stingy. And your brain doesn't like to waste brain fuel on things where it can't see the point and where it's already got an effective way of doing something. So arm folding is a brilliant case in point. You've been folding your arms probably like that when you were, for me, sulking in John Lewis at about 2.5. You've just got used to doing it that way. One way isn't better than the other way. It's just that you've got used to one, and therefore the other one feels weird. Now, that's nothing to do with being left or right-handed. It is simply that doing it this way, the comfortable way, doesn't take any brain fuel. And that's because it's wired or coded into a different bit of your brain. Dr. Ian Price, who I work with, describes it as kind of ear to ear. It's kind of wired in the back, so you don't have to think about it. You do it subconsciously. You do it without expending any brain energy. Whereas if you fold your arms the other way, that's just become a cognitive activity for the prefrontal cortex here. It's become something you had to think about. You've got to check in whether you did it right. And what this means is that when we're changing anything, we should expect that the change will take us a bit longer and that it will feel weird, strange, different. But we should also remember that that is not an indication that a change is right or wrong. It's simply that your brain is trying to save fuel, because doing it the way you've always done it is really fuel efficient. You didn't have to think about it. Doing it the new way, having to check in, takes a bit longer, and you have to think it through. And you have to kind of work with the discomfort for a while. You've got to live with it, and that takes brain fuel as well. So if you're facing a change at the moment, if you're feeling uncomfortable about a change, try and think about it as arm folding. Because do you know what? There's only one reason that I can now fold my arms like that and talk to you at the same time. And it's because I've done this activity more than 10,000 times. I'm quite often now known as the arm folding lady, if people can't remember my name. So I hope that's helped you out this morning. There is a chapter that I'm going to come to next time. I'm going to do a kind of duo of these about the lies we tell ourselves when it comes to change, and that's chapter 1 in It's Not Bloody Rocket Science. So I'll put that at toprighthinking.com. But for now, have a great day, and I hope the arm foldy thing has helped you a little bit this morning.